Hey YouTube, this is Paul just doing a short video on my hunting bike, and I just want to show you how I've got it in the back of the truck. I made me a basically a rack out of a PVC pipe, and measured the bike and so forth. I got it tied down to the inside of my truck with some zip ties. I've got it exactly measured where it needs to be so that the end of the bike does not tap the back of my window, the glass window there. I put it in this way. If you look over on this other side here, of course you see the green tie down strap, but I'll put it into where the pedals will hit the rack here, and then I'll tie that off, throw the strap over the top of it, and then go ahead and cinch that down. So that's how I carry it in the back of my truck. I'll put the tailgate up, and that's how the bike rides going down the road. Okay, got the my bike out of the truck, and just want to go over some of the things that I've done to my bike to make it what I need it to be for hunting. I took it out this morning, rode probably almost a mile down a trail, and I'm trying to do some scouting, and so finished up with that, rode it back. Thought I'd do a little video before I put the bike away. First thing with the tires, both the front and the back tires, I've got 3 levels of protection in there. I have slime inside the inner tubes. I've got the Mr. Tuffy tire liners, and I've also got the Tannis Armor, and they'll still go flat. I've run over a few things. It's funny, the only things I've run over is when I've been riding it on the side of the road on the bike trail down here for exercise. Out in the woods, I've never actually run over anything yet that has punctured it. The hub on the inside, I actually purchased the 750 watt Bafang motor. I've also got the 35 amp controller and the new screen on here, and those two put together have gave me an enormous boost of power on flat ground. This thing will, I mean, it'll get up to cruising speed, and so it'll go pretty fast. It'll go really fast. You say how fast? It'll go fast. That's all you need to know. And so we've got that. I've got a little rack on the back here. I've got this rack, just made that myself. I was able to use the pegs on the actual frame itself to go ahead and put this rack on. I've got the fenders, bought the fenders, went ahead and installed them. I've got a aftermarket rear rack back here. I've got that right there. I do have the factory seat. It's not the most comfortable seat, but I've gotten used to it. So I've got that. You come over to the front. I've got the front rack, and I'll probably do a video later on where I show how I load like my beast stand and my sticks and different things like that. But I've got the rack on the front. That's what that's used for. I've got my this is the original light that came with it. I've got another light that I went ahead and bought this piece here, be able to put the light on it. Cell phone holder. I got that on there. Let's see some other things that I have. Of course, the main thing that you want to see, that you see right now, is you see that extra battery. That's a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery. It's the same size as the factory battery that comes with it. I've got it rigged up here to where I can switch from one to the other. I know Bolton bikes, they have an actual connector where you can put it on there, don't have to worry about switching it, but that connector's like 60 something bucks, and I've had this set up for 6-8 months now. It's no big deal. You stop, you unplug it from one, you plug it into the other. I went ahead and bought this battery without the shell, and the reason is me being a bigger guy, it's a little bit more difficult for me to swing my leg over and to mount the bicycle. So that's the reason I did that. I've actually got a video on another channel where I showed how I put this battery on there. I wrapped the battery in Gorilla Tape. I've got industrial Velcro on the bottom, hot glued that on the bottom, and then I've got zip ties on there. That battery, I've gone over some very, very rough terrain, and that battery's never moved. What that does is that battery gives me double the range. I'll feed off one battery, and then when I get down to 1 bar, I'll just stop, turn it off, switch the leads, and then I've got a completely fresh battery that I can get home on. Probably the last thing I want to show you, and I know this has been a fast video, probably the last thing I want to show you is my repair kit. I've got a repair kit in here. I've got an extra tube on this side. I've got some extra Allen wrenches and so forth. The small tool set that they give you with the Rad Rover is also in here. I've got 5 or 6 CO2 canisters plus a patch kit inside here. Down on this side, I've got a small hand pump. This hand pump works, but it takes a long time to pump that up. A long time, so the CO2 canisters come in really handy. And then on this side, I've actually got a wrench. I've got a wrench, and I've got it zip tied. I've got it zip tied to the back rack, and that wrench only comes off if I'm in the field and I have to use it to take the rear wheel off to be able to repair a flat. And so that's how I've got my, one other thing I've got that's very necessary. Let's see if I can get around here so you can see it. But that's a basically like a splash guard. It's a splash guard, and it goes underneath here. Down in the bottom here, you've got all a lot of wiring and so forth. You've also got your, if you look inside here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there is the magnet wheel. A year and a half ago, I broke that, ran over a stump and broke it, didn't realize it. And so that's the reason I was having some problems. Anyway, I went ahead and made this splash guard, and it really, really protects a lot of stuff, protects the wiring and everything. So anyway, this is my, that's my hunting bike. That gets me in and out. Truth is, I use it more for scouting. I can get down some really far places. You know, I've got issues with my feet as far as plantar fasciitis. It's hard for me to walk long distances. I'm a bigger guy. I'm working on it. Don't judge me. But this is what I use to get back down in there, and I've used it several times as hunting. The attachment on the back that I made out of just the regular metal I bought from Lowe's and some parts. Anyway, the last section of the video cut off very abruptly, but that is my hunting bike, and that's what I use to get back in the woods. I appreciate you watching.